Yo, I am absolutely in love with the new Kino's Journey. Like, you have no idea. As someone who has watched the original Kino's Journey, I was very skeptical on how exactly this new anime was going to turn out. I knew it was a reboot. I knew it had nice animation, just judging from the trailer alone. But the thing about Kino's Journey, the original, what made it so unique was its thought-provoking tale of stories that it presented throughout each episode. Each episode of Kino's Journey is a thought experiment into which it deals with human issues, it deals with politics, religion, just numerous amount of things. It is a very thought-provoking show. It deals with a lot of philosophical topics as well, and that is simply what I loved about the original Kino's Journey, because each and every different journey that Kino comes across, the main character of this show, there's always something different that happens within the show, and it's just so entertaining on how exactly the episode goes about, and just the overall message at the very end of it. And that is the thing that I was very, very worried about and skeptical when it came down to this new adaptation of Kino's Journey when it was first announced. I just did not know if they were going to be able to tackle the same types of issues and philosophical topics within the manner that the original did. But when it came down to this first episode of the new Kino's Journey, I gotta say, they did a really, really good job. So, the studio who is working on this new project of Kino's Journey is by Studio Lurch. Now, Lurch has worked on Assassination Classroom, Classroom of the Elite, as well as Danganronpa V3, I believe, and they worked on, I think, Monster Musume as well. So, they worked on a couple of other anime as well. So, if you're familiar with those shows, you will be, pleasantly surprised when it comes down to Kino's Journey, because honestly, when it comes down to Kino's Journey, the animation, in my personal opinion, looks the best out of what I have personally seen from those shows. However, I haven't seen Classroom of the Elite, so keep that in mind. But when it comes down to the overall presentation of the animation alone regarding Kino's Journey, I gotta say, I love it. The music of this first episode of Kino's Journey was also quite good as well, and definitely fit the atmosphere of Kino's travels. Now, when it comes down to the two characters that we got introduced within this first episode of Kino's Journey, and really only the particularly main characters that I think really you only have to know regarding in this series, is Kino and Hermes. Now, Kino, there's a lot of mystery revolving around her character from the get-go, and we will learn more about her. As I stated before, this, series is a reboot of the original series, and it will have a little bit of new added material as well that we didn't get from the original series, because we actually never got, the full length of Kino's travels, because Kino's Journey is actually based off a light novel series, and we only got several episodes actually adapted from the light novels in the original. So to see, in this reboot that we're possibly going to have new material is also very nice, but we're also going to be getting old material as well. But anyway, kind of got off track there for a little bit, but regarding the two main characters, we have Hermes and Kino. Now, Kino, we will definitely learn more about her as the episodes go on. The episodes are in episodic format. It's all about the journey within Kino's Journey. It's simply a story about Kino and her talking motorcycle named Hermes, who go on a journey with no destination in sight. Each and every different country that they come across is a new story to tell. And that's what I love about Kino's Journey. But if you're looking to find out more about Kino and why exactly she is on this journey, and just want to know more about her and why exactly there is a talking motorcycle named Hermes, well, eventually there will be an episode for that, just kind of like how we had in the original, that will reveal more of Kino's past. We will get that later down the line. So when it comes down to this first episode of Kino's Journey, the title of this episode is titled, "In a Country in Which People Are Allowed to Kill." So that is the topic that we will be discussing in today's video regarding Kino's Journey. So let's first ask that question to ourselves. Is it right to kill people? Obviously no. Obviously no. But the thing is that within this first episode of Kino's Journey, what it shows is that there is a certain country in which the rules and laws of that country allow the usage of someone killing another individual. So, if you live in a country that abides to those set of rules and allows you to kill another individual without being criminalized for it, does that make it still okay? And trust me when I say this, when it comes to the first episode of Kino's journey, the topic that was discussed throughout this episode is only the tip of the iceberg as to how exactly certain topics are going to be thrown at you later down in the series. Like, the topics discussed are going to be more deep in their meaning and more complex. Like, oh man, it just handles certain things so well in the series, like to existential thoughts, you know, metaphysical, politics, religion. Like, just a lot of this stuff is just really thought-provoking, and you're just really going to enjoy it if you like that type of anime. But Kino's journey isn't for everyone. Kino's journey isn't for everyone, I will admit that, but it is a very great series, and regardless if this is a reboot and showing you old as well as new material, I still highly recommend you check out the original Kino's Journey, because, like, the original is just, like, it's amazing. It really is. It is definitely something that I think you guys should check out, and it's only, like, what, 12 or 13 episodes? Like, I highly recommend you guys check it out, because there is a lot of great stuff that is within that anime. And also, in a sense, I have no idea if they will be adapting everything from the original as well. They might just be adding in new material and only adapting the major story arcs from the original. So, it's kind of like a pseudo-sequel in a way, because with that said, I have no idea if we're actually going to get everything adapted from the original, but we do know, in fact, that at least when it comes down to the major story arcs, we will be at least getting that, because in the next episode, oh man, the Colosseum. Yo, dude, for those who have seen the original Kino's Journey, you just know how good the Colosseum arc in Kino's Journey is. Like, oh my god, guys, yo, I am so pumped for that episode. So with that said, everyone, I think that about does it for my first impression / review of this episode of Kino's Journey. I didn't want to go too in-depth with it while I have a lot to say about this episode, and this is actually like my third or fourth time recording this video, just letting you all know, because I just have a lot to say regarding in this series. But ultimately, I decided that I might as well just shorten up this review just for the sake of trying to avoid spoilers for those of you who want to go into the first episode, you know, blind and just see how it is for yourself. And honestly, I truly do believe that when it comes down to this first episode of the new Kino's Journey, I do have a good feeling that this will be a very warm welcome to newcomers of the franchise, and might actually get people invested to check out the original, because even the original is great as its own. It is a classic. Like, seriously, you're really doing a disservice if you haven't checked out the original. Honestly, I had a fun time watching this episode of Kino's Journey, and I know for a fact I will be keeping up with the rest of the episodes, just because I'm such a big fan of the original. And not only that, but again, this episode was really, really entertaining, and I really liked on how they presented it. So expect reviews of this series weekly, and expect possibly longer reviews with Kino's Journey as well, because within each and every episode, like, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. So, and it's good, because Kino's Journey is a thought-provoking anime in which, you know, we can have these discussions, and I think it would be very fun to actually discuss all of you with each message that, you know, each episode of Kino's Journey presents throughout it. So, I really hope you enjoyed this first episode of Kino's Journey if you have seen it already. If you haven't, I highly recommend you check it out. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Be sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed. Hit that red subscribe button down below if you want to see more. And with that said, everyone, thank you all for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one.